Hello, everybody. David here, and Happy New Year and Merry Christmas and all that of the silly season that's just finished. I know it's February, but as far as I'm concerned, all of December and all of January are the silly season. This year we have some new goals. Last year was very difficult in that most of my videos were really long. When I say really long, I mean like 40 minutes. This year I'm going to aim for shorter videos, or videos cut into smaller chunks, to make it easier for me to keep to a posting schedule on YouTube. We'll see how that works out. Last year was particularly difficult because my health was pretty bad. I'm hoping that this year will be a little bit better. Anyway, let me introduce you to today's project. Alright, so today we have this plot of land here. It's very close to the tower building, which, if you haven't noticed, has actually been upgraded. It goes all the way up to build height. In the story, this area of the city is supposed to have lots of skyscrapers. Now, obviously, there aren't any other skyscrapers except for the tower. This was originally because the build height wasn't very high, so I couldn't really make a skyscraper to the right scale. Now, obviously, 319 is still not high enough to be an actual to-scale skyscraper. Unless I reconstruct this entire game again at the lowest possible, at bedrock level, which I do not have the expertise or the patience to do. We just have to make the most of what we can. So I thought I'd make a smaller building, but make it tall, so then it looks taller than it actually is from the road. Now, these blocks are, I think, about 10 meters, very nearly 100 meters square. And the box that I've actually outlined here is, I think it's 50 or 60 meters blocks square. So I'm going to put a skyscraper here, not quite as tall as that, but very nearly, because in the story, the Aram Tower, the agency tower, is meant to be the biggest. But these are not skyscrapers, so I'm going to need a skyscraper here. But to make it interesting, and not just a box with different colours, what I want to do, a project I've wanted to do for quite a while, is to make it twisted, to make a box that twists. So it's not straight up and down, it looks twisty. I don't know if the scale will work. Which is why it's not an entire block in size. But we'll see what happens. So now I'll show a single montage and then do a summary. The target is for this video to only be 15-20 minutes max. So we'll see what happens. See if I can conform to this new file format. Anyway, wish me luck, and cue the music. This is fun. I keep spinning. Spinning is good. I should focus. So the external of the building is done. I didn't do the external or the internal, sorry, or the garden. Or the outsides, I should say, really, because it was a lot of work. I spent a lot of time on it because I don't have a 3D shape generator program like a lot of other YouTubers, Minecraft YouTubers. I have to do things manually, and so every single level I had to do the math, the calculations to find out what the ratio of blocks. So like if we go lower, see it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that's 6 and 5 and 6, and then you go higher and it's 3s and 2s to make the twistiness. And I had to work out the ratio needed for that space to make a diagonal line, and then work it out on the building. So it took a lot of time, a lot of brain. I got to 20 levels and my brain was just like, nah. I quit. So I'm very happy with it. I like how it looks, and I do keep doing the spinny thing in the middle because it looks really cool. I did it in tinted glass because at the right angle with the shaders, there's this really nice sort of purpley sheen. I don't know if I can... Oh, there we go. It's a nice purpley sheen that you can't really get with the other kinds of glass. It just has the downside that inside is very, very dark. I will do the outside and the inside at some point. I had this idea that I could put a line of shops, like 2 or 3 story shops, like a Chinese food shop, and like a what we called corner shops, like somewhere you buy like soda and crisps and all that kind of stuff in, and just a line of just shops, and make them sort of relatively narrow, facing that way, and then behind them can be a parking lot with a driveway sort of here-ish, quite close to the building, the main building. That is such a cool view. But have a driveway here to access parking, like there, and behind the line of shops. I have to work it out. I'm not sure if there's enough space here for both of those things. I may have to end up actually just doing like a sort of cobbled park, with trees that have, cobbles around them, and the patterns in the stone, and just something kind of pretty and neat. As a comparison, this building here was done very early on. It was done, I'd get bored with doing this monstrosity, and I'd do a building. Then I'd go back to that. So all of this stuff is, like, this was all done. I got sick and tired of this one, so I did another one, and then I'd go and back to the tower and do another one. So all of these, at least the ones that I haven't upgraded yet, I'm bored with the tower, let's do something else projects, and this was one of the earliest ones. It's very boring. It's a box with lines, and there's no floor. I had originally intended on figuring out how to make it look like it had been mostly burned down on the inside. But back when I made this, you couldn't get things like black stone or even black concrete. So I left it thinking I'd figure it out. And 10 years later, or maybe like 7 or 8 years later, it's an illustration of the change in skill and build style that I've developed over the years. So I'm quite happy. I might keep that, even though it's but ugly and obviously not the best build, just as an illustration of the change. Also, there are actually buildings in real life that look that kind of dull. If you actually go on Google Maps and look at real buildings, a lot of buildings in cities are really, really boring looking. And such things do exist. In fact, there's a courthouse in the city closest to my hometown where it looks like that, except these lines are made of like concrete that's got ridges in it, cut into it. So I'm very happy with this, even if it's technically unfinished because I've left the floors not in yet and the outside gardens and whatever. When I get more brain back, I will probably do the extra bits off camera just to absolutely finish the project. It's been really fun and challenging and ultimately satisfying. I may add another 2 levels onto it so that it's like a penthouse above that roof, because the roof is just a flat line, which is kind of boring. Not that you can see it from the street or anything, but it just feels like it needs more. But I'll sort that out when I have more brain cells. Otherwise, I am very happy with the shape and the size. I never thought I could do a twisty building. Mostly because I loathe doing diagonals. But someone once said to me, you do the things that are hard and you get better. But if you keep doing the things that are easy and you know how to do, you don't improve particularly. So I'm quite happy with that. I shall sign off for now. Aranitasa.